when we were writing the record was pretty interesting. We just were just making songs and then sharing them with one another, or even just parts of songs, and they're pretty out there at certain points in time. Normally in the past we would kind of throw some stuff in the bin. The art's got a pretty big bin where we've thrown of songs, riffs, breakdowns, lyrical ideas. But this time we just decided, like, let's not throw it in the bin, let's throw it in the collective pool of what this record will be made out of and see what we can then, with all of our heads together, create from it, rather than me having an idea and throwing it in the bin and not letting anyone else hear it because I was maybe embarrassed. Which kind of made it fun in a way, because we were just listening to our worst ideas, but we'd all sit down together with Will, our producer, make fun of each other, but more importantly, a few of those things, someone else in the room would go, hang on, I have an idea of where to take that. And so something that Sean or I or Lee would have said, no, let's chuck that in the bin, got reworked and turned into something that one of our brains by itself couldn't imagine. It's definitely our most collaborative record to date because of that.
This record has a darker, more depressive kind of feel and element about it than our other records. It's still heavy and brutal, but it's more ominous.
I think it's just another step forward, another progression from the last two albums. It's definitely a lot more death metal, for sure.
I think it's a little bit angrier, a little bit sadder, and definitely a little bit more towards the traditional death metal element kind of side to it. There's a few bouncy songs in there, but it's all still very, very aggressive. Yeah, I guess I'd say it's just more metal direction for us this time around.
It's kind of a little more direct in terms of the riffs and what's being played. The ideas are kind of stripped back a little more, and style-wise it's a little more old school in a lot of ways. The overall vibe of the album, it's still dark and there is some ambience, but I think mostly it's stripped back a little more and yeah, a little bit more down the line.
Sean and I flew to New Jersey after we did the Never Say Die at the very end of November, and we were there for 4 weeks writing the record. A lot of it had been done beforehand, but we got together and refined ideas. And then we did pre-production in a couple of days with Will, and then Sean, who's like the right-hand hammer of the band in terms of the guitar, he smashed out most of the rhythm guitars and the bass in like maybe 4 days. In January, I went back for a few days to start writing the lyrics. Then Lee and CJ came. Normally, we would like to have Sean and Kevin there to give their input because they have such good ideas for songwriting, and the drumming and the vibe that it gives is such an important aspect of how the song feels. It was just different not having them there and having their input constantly.